Well, hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
Happy New Year again, still.
Happy January 6th for those who celebrate.
Yeah, absolutely. It is Jan 6th. This is a very, very important day in history.
It is one of the most lied about days you'll ever see in history.
Absolutely. Happy January 6th,
You know,
Patriots.
they're passing around this video and they're saying these 6 people were killed.
Oh, my God.
And then you say, Grok, is this true? And Grok's like, no, this guy
No.
died like 2 days later. Suicide. Yeah. This guy died from something else. This guy died 2 years. And I'm like, they just have no shame lying.
It's remarkable to me how many people do it. You know, the warden just made some passing comment, and whatever. She's like that. She means well, and I don't even care. But it's just kind of funny. It's like she said something about her aunt. Oh, my crazy aunt. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, why is she crazy? Wow, she supports a pedophile rapist.
What evidence of them is there that he's a pedophile or a rapist?
I don't engage, but I know that's like the first thing. Like, I don't know why that's off the table for some. Like, what extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence? Like, just because you want that to be true doesn't make it so. And like, I would just feel like so fraudulent if I came on and just threw something at the wall with like
he's a pedophile
and just like wild claims, like with no basis in reality. Like, and I'm not going to sit down with people and be like, okay, let's go through how you got there. Here's the, dissenting opinion on that. And here's why I think that's hilarious that you've gotten there. But there is no having those conversations.
No.
I've had one of those conversations with a lefty once, and it was about the trans thing. And it was just her and I at dinner one night. And she was trying to do one of these, not the warden, someone totally different. Yeah. But was going on about, the hatred of this and that. And I just went, okay. And just went right down the checklist of like, do you understand these things? Like, this is the real concern. And it was like, well, and they had no clue, none of it, no idea.
They don't want to admit it.
But it was like, well, I've never heard that before about like children and, just I can't even remember all the bullet points at the time. This goes back years ago, but it was just like to make wild claims and plant your flag in a position and really not know like what the real bitch is on the other side, like what the concern is. Are these just radical nut jobs on the right that are like totally cool with fucking known pedophiles? Is that the reality? Or do you think maybe there's something there? Do you think that everyone on the right just hatred is so filled in their heart, they just hate trans people, wish they were dead? Like, really? Is that what you think? How little do you think of people that's really where you go? And it can't just be like really legitimate concerns.
Yeah, I had this conversation today. I was listening. I was in the shower I got out of the shower. I'm getting ready, and I'm listening to Clay and Buck because they're on the station I'm going to, and I just wanted to hear what was going on.
Oh, nice.
And Buck makes the comment, well, with everything that's going on and how bad it is in Minnesota, can you imagine what it'll be in California, New York, Illinois?
Absolutely.
And my wife says, well, how bad of what? I said, well, the fraud going on in Minnesota. She goes, well, haven't they already said that was false? I said, they just sent troops today, or not troops. They just sent FBI agents today to investigate. I said, Tim Walz decided not to run for governor because he's under so much pressure.
Yeah,
and she thought that because that's probably what she saw on Good Morning America.
Well, here's the type of thing she saw. I'll play it for you. And I know you saw one. It's a different one, Greg. Okay, I saw your Twitter. But it's very very similar.
Yeah.
But it's this type of thing right here.
Okay, I told you that Nick Shirley would likely be facing lawsuits after all the damage he's caused from so many of these child care businesses.
Okay, first off, the lawsuits he's going to like. So knocking on a door and asking questions is now a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Do you even hear yourself?
Well, look at her. She's a over 50 childless white woman. What do you expect? She's an old cat lady.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
that's the bulk of the Democrat Party right now are people like this, childless cat ladies.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Let's hear
J.D.
her
Vance
out.
was right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's a little insensitive to say. I know people are sensitive to that thing.
I don't care.
No, I don't care either. But that's, you people can take issue with that. Like, oh, well, you shouldn't say it. Well, it's like, yeah, well, he was kind of making a point.
He's kind of right.
There was a larger point there, and it's not lost on some of us that, boy, oh boy, I've kind of seen the same thing in my travels. I know what he's talking about,
Yep. Oh, I get it.
And individuals.
Can you hear this okay?
And now,
yeah, make it a little louder.
Minnesota
I can't.
inspection results have come out, and they found no violations.
No violations.
There were children at every one.
No, there was.
So if I were an attorney that was providing counsel for these daycare centers, I would have told them, let's wait and see how the inspection results come out, and then let's position ourselves to file a defamation and libel suit against Nick Shorley and probably others as well.
Right.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, you do that.
The threat in their lives, the threat for their lives is no joke. They lost a Minnesota House rep and her husband to the violence called MAGA. These
are that was a MAGA guy that is that what she's trying to tie here?
Yeah, she's trying to say that it was MAGA. Give me a fucking break.
Fucking break. Like, that is so
it just pisses you
silly. That it just pisses you off. Yeah. Like, what are you if anything, you would go, I don't know, the ramblings of a crazy person. We'll be polite and go, we're not just going to pin that on the left. But the guy said Tim Walz sent him.
Yeah, he was appointed by Tim Walz.
He was appointed by Tim Walz. So now this lunatic is going to go on and be like, the facts are in, they're clear. MAGA is running around murdering our politicians. What?
Come on,
insane
man.
People. She goes on and on, but it's. I guess there's a group of people out there. What do you say to your wife when she says something like that? Do you go, oh really? So in 24 hours they wrapped this all up, figured out it was all bullshit. Really,
put a bow on it. I said,
how that works.
I be careful because I don't want to be mean to her.
Yeah,
but I have to just say you got to pay attention. It's not over. It's just getting started.
It's barely started.
And I said maybe one or two of those places had actual kids. Yeah. But in what world can't two guys walk up to a child care center, say, I want to give information to enroll my kid, and no one will open the door?
Yeah.
I've seen videos. There was this one woman who walked in and goes, I walk into my child care center every day.
Yeah.
It's got double locks, one on the outside, one on the inside. They buzz me in. There's the brochures. If you want one, you can walk over and grab one. And she was showing everything. Hey, what kind of child care is under lock and key?
None. They're trying to make the comparison like when I go drop Marshall off at school, if he's late or something, I have to go into a locked door.
Right. You go into the vestibule.
They buzz me in.
Yeah.
Because they don't want just anybody walking in off the streets.
Sure.
Into a fucking school. That all makes sense. But you're talking about a legitimate business here. Since when? If I move to Minnesota, if I move to the area and I have kids, why wouldn't it be completely proper for me to walk in the door, not be buzzed in, but just walk in the door and go, hey, I have a kid that I want to register for daycare. We just moved to the area. Like, that would just be a normal conversation anyone would have.
And you would want the business.
Of course.
You'd be like, hell yeah, man, another $500 a month, I'll do it.
Dude, as soon as someone like cracked open the door and poked their head out and went, what do you want? Would be
my friend.
That would be the first sign of like, what the fuck is going on in here?
Right.
What the hell is going on in here?
And 9 times out of 10, you would turn and walk away and say, I'm not putting my kid in there.
Oh,
you know what I mean? These places 100%. Are dumps.
100%. The other one is, who's the girl? She tweeted this out. Angela Rose. Have you seen her video going around? You probably have. It came out a couple days ago. She went after the elders. Oh, we're just a place that takes elders here in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
We're Somalians, and we look after the elderly. And so she tweeted out 90% of small businesses fail, yet the Samara Adult Daycare still has their lights on without having one customer, seemingly. The adult care in Minneapolis says online they provide care and support services for adults in need and supervision and assistance during the day. The center offers a safe and welcoming environment where individuals can engage in various activities, blah, blah, blah. Goes on and on. Well, let's watch. Her video is fucking great. And I love this. By the way, I love that Gen Z kids are doing this.
Yes.
I really do. Like, this is their future we're talking about. This is their inheritances. This is their cities. And they don't need to call a press conference and wait for the cameras to show up. No, they'll just go knock on a fucking door with a camera. They're not doing it. There's nothing illegal about that. Nope. No matter how many times people want to say it. Oh, this is against the law. So here she is.
Adult daycare.
And think about it, if this, Greg, like the point we were making, if this is a legitimate place where you have an adult special needs or a elderly grandparent that's looking for a place to go, and you show up.
Adult daycare.
People who 2 to 1 is finished.
Okay.
Why you take it?
I'm sorry?
Why you take it picture? What?
So it seems like they're up and operating today.
Huh? 2:30, client all.
Okay.
Right now is gone.
That's good.
Only me 3, still I'm waiting.
What?
Driver.
Oh, for the driver?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, I'm waiting driver.
What kind of things do you guys do with the seniors?
Yeah.
Because, like, I have grandparents as well, and I want to know how I can keep them happy and occupied.
Yes,
so,
everything.
Yeah. So what kind of...
In the morning, breakfast, fruits.
Wait, it's the middle of it's 2:00. You open at 2:30, so you're serving breakfast at 2:30.
Well, do the people live there?
No, she's waiting for them to be dropped off at 2:30.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but they get breakfast every day.
Do you know what my wife's excuse is for why they stand at the door like this? Because they're afraid of ICE. They're hiding.
Oh, why? They're protected. These are Somalis. They're here legally, right?
Right.
They were given free passage. They have nothing to fear. They're not afraid of ICE.
Fear. The only thing they have to fear is fear itself.
Yeah. So your people are doing this a lot, comparing two different things. Like, yes, there's ICE raids going on. There are illegals here that need to be dealt with. And then there's also Somalians who are here on protected status that have opened businesses. They've, quote unquote, opened businesses and are taking in tens of millions of dollars a year to run these businesses in their community.
Can we open one, you and I?
Sure.
And get some grants?
I think
I would love to do it, but not have any kids.
Yeah, they're doing that.
I know. It's great.
I mean, what a racket. So here she is. Let's hear her out.
Everything I'm eating.
Really?
All people.
Second
is a lunch.
Wow.
Everybody lunch. If you want it, you take it home.
Wow.
Yeah.
You serve lunch and people can take it home? What?
If you want.
And what kind of games do you guys play? Or?
A lot of games.
A lot of games.
Is their game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
A lot of name. But I don't speak good English.
Oh, and so your clients probably speak Somalian.
What? Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't really seem like anybody in there speaks English. She was not happy at me for recording, but now she seems happy that she got to clarify that they give them breakfast and lunch. They are feeding the past. Just kidding. I believe that as long as we are still on this earth, it is for a reason, no matter how old or young you are. And by the way, that's a lot easier asking where's the seniors than it is asking where's the kids.
Oh, that's a good point.
No seniors in here. I'm really good at... Can I sing for the seniors? Can I perform for them? I want to offer them $40 to tour their center.
I love her.
Maybe if I just put the money in the door, they'll come. I think that's how they operate. So this person, I don't know if you guys can see. You can see that this person is hiding behind the door, just sticking a phone out. I haven't said that they've done anything wrong. I'm just here asking what they do with seniors. So we are within their office hours and their operating hours, not saying anything, but not.
Yeah, I mean, that's not lost on me. She hasn't made a claim of anything at this point. She hasn't said you're doing anything wrong, anything illegal. She says the woman there told me they feed them breakfast and lunch that they can take home. They can take home if they want. They close at 3, and yet she said she was waiting for the seniors to arrive at 2:30. No signage outside, no seniors. Supposedly only operating after their operating hours. No English, no pictures allowed. Old furniture. Even if this is a real business, how on earth would they stay afloat without customers? And you just know if that was a real functioning business, you would absolutely welcome her in. Like you just said, give brochures.
Yeah.
Like nothing about this screams legitimate. Nothing.
It's awesome. I could watch these videos all day long. But my question is, are they investigating? I heard there were 2,000 agents heading there, but I don't ever know if it's true.
I know. I know. I hope so. I mean, yeah. I hope to God they are. And what was the story today that Trump cut funding? Tim Walz is bitching about it. They're all bitching about. And I have no problem with this. If you want to just go, hold on. We're going to take a pause for 5 minutes and see what the fuck's going on before we just start keep cutting checks to you clowns. Like he claimed that a fraud investigation of California has begun, accusing them of being worse than Minnesota. No shock there. My guess is it has to be. I mean, California is a unique thing. First off, it's huge.
Right.
It's like 4 states in one.
It's the 5th largest economy in the world.
Yeah, for now. We'll see how much longer that's the truth. But it's a super majority. It's one party rule. There is no pushback in California. So whatever they want to do with their NGOs, with their federal funding,
even though it's a 40%, 45% Republican voting state.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Let's see. California under Governor Gavin Newsom is more corrupt than Minnesota, if that's possible. The fraud investigation of California has begun. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Yeah.
You know what they need to do, though? If you got Walz out of the governor's race, how quickly could one Nick Shirley get Gavin Newsom out of the presidential race?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to go out there, and somebody's got to expose what Nick Shirley exposed to Minnesota, and Gavin Newsom's done.
Yeah.
You would hope.
I would hope. I just don't have much faith in these people. There's so much hatred of the right. Like they literally want people dead. They want us dead.
And they want to laugh about it.
And they want to laugh about it. Like as crazy as that sounds, like those people were thrilled. And I think that the shocking nature of the vocal ones was one thing. I think that anybody that doesn't like the right felt that was great news. I don't believe them when they go, "Oh, this is terrible." Obviously, there's no room for violence. No, if you could murder Nick Shirley, if you and I drop dead, it would be celebration time. I really believe it.
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
So when you're dealing with that level of hatred, though, they probably wouldn't even care or believe it, Gavin Newsom. And if you uncovered the fraud, which is probably so rampant, you think of the left, of the party of big government. Well, you have a state that is all that. That's all that's in charge. Yes. Absolute supermajority from top to bottom of that state. There are no fucking guardrails. So you can, I can only fathom how deep the corruption is, how rampant the government is.
All it takes is one whistleblower, man. You got to just find them. One whistleblower can bring all that shit down, and that's kind of what you got to hope for, because, like you said, it's a super majority, no guardrails. but that's the same in Illinois, same in New York. Those are super majorities. And the grift is on everywhere, just stealing us blind, man. And you talk about these Gen Zers, though, they should be pissed. We're not pissing their money away. The people they voted for are.
Yeah.
They want to blame it on baby boomers. I'm like, fuck you. It's politicians that are, particularly left-wing politicians. I'm sure we have some on our side too that are dirty and evil, but the left wing by and large just throws money at everything, and it's your money.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it's like our whole lives. It was it was every generation did better than the previous. So it was like you hope to do a little bit better than your parents do, and then those kids do a little bit better than their parents.
Yep.
Like this is the first generation of young people that's not going to do as well as their parents.
See, I'm not sure. Well, I don't necessarily agree with that, because I think AI and some of the artificial intelligence things that they'll have in their life will create super millionaires. Like fast-tracked people who AI can just do a lot of shit for you if you're smart enough to use it.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. You might be right by and large. A lot of them will fall by the wayside.
But like our parents did things right. Our generation, if you're looking at Gen X,
they told us we wouldn't have it as good as our parents. Don't you remember that?
No.
They used to tell us, this could be the first generation that won't do as well as their parents. I was doing better than my parents at 26.
Yeah, but when we were coming up, I think the average age of home ownership was 20-something, mid-20s, and now it's like 40 or something.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
but I got my first house at 33, so I don't know.
Yeah, I was probably, 29. Small little house.
I could have bought earlier, but I was just living with my wife cheap.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. But the opportunity was there. But it's to say, though, that those people didn't do something. My parents didn't do anything wrong. They worked their whole lives, and saved and were responsible and bought a home and then paid their taxes and their 401ks grew
and stayed together, which is important.
Stayed together, and they raised 3 kids and sold this house, bought that house, took the profits from that one. Like they didn't do anything wrong. They didn't steal anything. They didn't steal anything from anyone. They didn't fuck your future. I hear a lot of people saying that. Oh, these fucking boomers.
Oh, bullshit!
Stole everything.
Think about this though, Mike. Nothing was fucked up till they fucked us with COVID. That's when prices started going out of control. And who did that? Joe Biden.
Yeah.
That's when home ownership became unaffordable for young people. Was only 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I tried to buy a house in Richmond. It got 11 offers. People were bidding $100,000 over the asking price.
Yeah.
Because everyone was flush with cash because, everything was locked down. You couldn't spend it on anything else. No inspections. That's what fucked you. Baby boomers didn't do shit.
Dude,
All they did was try to help you.
I bought my house in 2011. Yeah, in Franklin.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, I was the fucking white trash
right.
of Franklin. Like Franklin is a hoity-toity, elitist. My neighbors were Matt Stafford at one point, Dan Gilbert, Mitch Albom. Like I knew I had no business being there.
How did you afford that?
Because I made decent money. And the point is that property, when I bought it, guess what that property cost?
$500,000.
$285,000.
And that's a nice house.
Dude, 5-bedroom.
Wait, I paid $240 for mine in Royal Oak. What the fuck was I doing?
Yeah. Now, we were coming out of 2008. The recovery was on, so there's good interest rates, all that kind of stuff. But that property on an acre in Franklin, I got for $285,000.
Wow. It's a beautiful property, too.
Which is, it further to your point, this thing didn't get to where it's like, oh my God, $1 million for a fucking 1-bedroom with a broken bathroom. Like, no, that wasn't the case in 2012, 2011.
It wasn't
just
the case
wasn't.
In 2018, 2019. It all got out of whack in 2020.
Yeah.
That's when it got bad. In 5 years, it got fucked.
Yeah. I mean, when I was in my 30s, when I was, growing up looking at buying houses, you could absolutely buy a house for $100,000.
Yeah, a nice one.
Absolutely.
In Royal Oak.
110. Yeah, I bought one in Berkeley. It was 110 or 120,000. I can't remember, but it was, 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, basement, wide street, small. It was a starter home, but it was like you were in a safe neighborhood, good schools, lots of young families. It was, it had a 2-car detached garage. Like, it was perfect. And it was 110 grand.
Yeah,
Like, I didn't have to be in the ghetto. I didn't have to be in Shittsville. Like, no, you could do that.
My wife, she bought her first house in Royal Oak for 80 grand. She turned around and sold it 10 years later for 180 grand.
Yeah.
So we then we took the 100 grand and we renovated the house I had bought in Royal Oak for 240, added a master bedroom upstairs. House sold for 360. That's how you upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it didn't get out of whack until very recently.
Very recently.
Yep.
So
don't blame boomers. They did more for you than you'll ever know.
Exactly. That's how I feel. But it's people are getting very comfortable saying that. Like the boomers fucked all of us. They're the boomers. It's like, no, the boomers did what they were supposed to do. They obeyed the laws. They played within the rules.
Right.
They, I don't remember anyone that I knew like fucking scamming the system. This level of scam that's going on in Minnesota. And I think if you pull the curtain back, it might be scary just how bad this is. And how coast to coast bad this is.
You're being screwed by politicians now, not boomers.
Yeah.
The people now who, particularly, I hate to say it, in blue cities, who just take and take. That's your money.
Yeah.
This is going on in Detroit. I'm sure of it. It's going on in every blue city you can imagine.
Yeah.
It's probably less in Detroit because they had bankruptcy recently. But there's no checks and balances. They're taking your wealth.
Yeah.
Not boomers. And I'm sick and tired of hearing it. But all these fucking kids on TikTok get on and just start bitching about boomers, and they're idiots. That's why social media is bad. It used to be you had to have some credibility to speak to the masses.
Yep.
Now you don't.
Totally agree.
You can there are people who shouldn't have, even in our government, like AOC should not have a voice in our government.
Yeah.
She's not educated enough. But yet you get on here and people like Harry Sisson, they just say whatever the fuck they want. There's no one to check them. And kids believe it because he's my age, man. He's going through the same things.
Yeah.
No, he's getting rich off this.
Yeah. No, I think that's a thing that some people have talked about, but not enough, man. This idea that, it's probably in part a generation raised, I was watching Home Alone 2 over Christmas because the kids were there and, grandpa's there and I'm there and the little kids, and we throw it on, and Mad, who's 10, Drew Lane said it. Not everyone deserves it. It's totally true.
Has Drew said that too?
Oh, I'm sure.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, there are many people who just don't deserve a voice. Me too. But not everyone says it. Dude, everyone says, "Oh, everyone deserves the voice." No, they don't.
No, they don't. And they don't all have something to say. And more importantly, they're not informed enough.
If you can't do the basic background, you don't deserve to have a voice.
Yeah. Yep. No, there's no doubt about it. But one of the things that jumped out at me is Mad turns to me and goes, "Oh my God, this movie is so slow." And we were 2 minutes into it. 2 minutes into it. So it was.
Wait,
Home
who
Alone,
said that to you?
Madison. She's 10 and 9.
Okay.
9 years old. And she's like, "This movie is so slow." And I was like, "Just give it a minute. They're going through the credits." So they're literally just doing the opening credit sequence. And in movies in the 80s, 90s, it wasn't like instant gratification. Give me now.
Skip them now. On streaming services, you can skip all that shit.
So you have a generation of kids raised that now they can't, like, if we drive to a restaurant, it's 15 minutes down the road. guaranteed these kids are going to ask for a phone or something. That's just the way they are. They cannot just sit in a car, drive 10 minutes, 15 minutes to the restaurant. This kid can't sit, and they're good, but it's noticeable. Like, oh my God, this movie's so slow. And it's like, oh my God, you have no idea. But that's why I think, like, now, you just started work. You haven't gotten to a spot where you deserve 6 figures, or you should be buying your dream home, or you deserve the fucking latest and greatest vehicle. Like, no, we all drove pieces of shit for years.
Right.
We lived in rat boxes for years trying to fucking eke our way in. You and I, Greg, I guarantee, as people starting in radio, worked for free.
I did.
We didn't get paid at all.
6 months.
Did they care how you got there?
Didn't give a shit.
Greg, oh, you don't make any money? You don't have a ride to work? Well, then don't fucking work here. Figure it out.
I would here was my schedule, Mike, when I started off. Okay, I would produce JJ in the morning crew. So I was there at 5 a.m. At noon, I would leave and go to my class at OCC. And then, and this is 5 days a week, I'd go home and lay down for maybe 2 hours, get in my car and drive to Flint and do the 7 to midnight show, get back in my car at midnight, get home at 1 a.m., sleep for 4 hours, and do it all over again. I did that for 2 years.
Yeah.
You get no tail. You don't go out. You have nothing. And that was, you know how much I made? $15,000.
Yeah. Yeah. I did. I know we sound like old men screaming, but this was just kind of, but it was kind of normal for generations and generations until social media, until it was like everybody gets a voice. Everybody gets to complain about how shitty they have it. Whereas for us, no one would give a shit. In our orbit, you had people that cared enough about you to go, shut up, dude. Just go to work or don't. I don't care. But I don't want to hear it. You would never dream of like, I'm going to go out on the porch and announce to the neighborhood how wronged I'm being.
Right.
Like that you would never do, which is what Twitter is essentially, right? It's like, why don't you just go out on your porch and scream whatever thought pops in your head? And you can find dipshits all over that are willing to play along with you. Oh my God, how do you do it? You're such a victim. Like, no, dude.
You're so brave.
I had a $500 escort, $500 car.
Oh, my escort had a rusted out floor.
Yeah.
It was falling apart around me.
Oh, mine was too. And I would drive that to Riff for no money. I did that for 9 months until I got a job offer in Lansing that paid $12,000 a year. And I would go there and do a 2-hour fucking on-air shift before doing the morning show.
Yeah.
So I'd have to drive to Lansing at 3 a.m. for a 4 a.m. shift to 6 a.m. before I lived there, living in Farmington Hills at my parents' house, drive there at 3 a.m, do a 2-hour shift, then do a 4-hour morning show, then do production, then drive back to Farmington Hills.
You know the worst part too?
For $12,000 a year, by the way.
And we didn't even have an opportunity to make side money. Like now, if you were doing that, you might even Uber for a couple hours at night to make some more money. We couldn't even do that. You just had to get another part-time job. And we didn't have that flexibility. It's funny because this happens in sports too with my kid. Last year he was a freshman. He wasn't getting much playing time. Yeah. And I said, I don't want to hear you bitch about it. Yeah. You're meant to be seen, not heard. You're a freshman. If you even get to dress, consider yourself lucky. And I think that is the kind of shit these kids need to hear. I said, shut up and practice.
It's so important that there are still parents that can say that to their kid.
I don't have any problem saying it. And I told Noah, he's in journalism. I said, you're not going to eat for a few years. You'll eventually get a good job, but it's not going to be fun. I said, you're lucky you're in sports because that'll be a blast. All that shit will be paid for going to. I said, you're not. All your friends are going to graduate and start making a lot of money. And you just have to stay disciplined and go, eventually mine will come. Eventually mine will come. Because that's how we did it, right? All of our buddies started making a shit. Like my buddies were making a shit ton of money. And I'm making like $25,000 a year, Yeah. And then I passed them all. Once you make it in our business, you make it.
Yep, you can. Absolutely. But, it's just it's so offensive to see so many. I don't know. We could go on and on about it, but.
And we're just shaking our fists at the clouds, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would never do it. I wouldn't do it any other way. No regrets.
No, but I don't feel like we're that old. We're not that old. We've been in this game, in this space, and I think I had so much more respect for the people that had done it before me. I wanted to learn from them. I felt honored to be able to talk to them. I'm included in the meeting. I'm a 23-year-old fucking nobody.
I'm sitting here with Jim Johnson and George Bear.
Yeah.
Buyer, I guess.
Buyer, yeah.
Like, what the fuck am I doing in here? I listened to these guys 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, it was amazing.
Dude, I would run into JJ at the coffee machine every morning, and it was just like I didn't even want to talk to him. I was just like,
nice.
I know, and I'd worked with him for years, so I eventually knew him. But all those guys, like, name them, anyone I'd heard over the years.
Eli Zarrett I worked with, and he was such a crotchety old prick, but we got along. I loved Eli Zarrett, but he'd always call me up, and he's like, "Oh," because I had to call him to do the sports early because he would do the 11 o'clock news.
Yeah.
So I'd call him at like a half hour for oh fuck, god damn it, I'm fucking tired. It was just and I'd go, you'll be all right, Eli. Come on, get a cup of coffee. All right, kid. He just called me kid all the time.
Yeah.
And then we ended up working together.
Were you ever intimidated by them?
By Eli, I was, because I grew up really admiring Eli because he was on Tigers 84 and shit. I didn't know JJ and George as much, but they were so nice and welcoming. They never intimidated me, ever. Those guys never had a bad thing to say about anybody. They were just cool. They were great.
Who was the third guy there? Was it
the producer?
No, there was a third guy. There was Kelly? George, JJ, not Kelly. Tim or something. I don't remember.
Was it the bald guy?
No, he had long hair.
He was
part of the crew. It was after.
It was Tevis.
No, it was no. If
you don't
said
know
the
Tevis
name,
Markham?
No. But he was there in the 90s.
That was Tevis.
Maybe I don't know.
Markham, he was there.
Yeah, but I always looked up to those guys. That's why I found it so funny when I was with Mike Stone at Drew and I went to an event that Frank Caliendo invited us to, and Stoney was there. And it was the first time and this is just a couple of years ago. And he was so down to earth. He was asking questions. He knew what the podcast was. I was like, Mike Stone? Holy shit.
Oh, Stoney knows.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's wild, but he was so down to earth. But I'd always put all those guys on such a pedestal,
Yeah. Well, those guys were so easy to manage when we worked together. It was like, Stoney, try this. Okay. He did it. I mean, I never had a real asshole, as far as that goes. They were all, and I have such respect for the guys, like you said, who came before us, the Dick Partons of the world. And, I mean, it was like, it used to be you had to earn getting on the air in Detroit.
Oh my God.
It wasn't given to you.
Yeah.
Now kids expect to start there.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you mean? What do you mean I got to go to Lansing? Well, not very good.
You're like, green as shit. You suck.
Very rarely can you make that jump. I know Valenti did. He went from Lansing to Detroit.
Valenti's a special kind of communicator. There's no doubt. You don't have to like him, but he's very talented. He was at 25 years old, though. It's just rare. Those guys are rare.
When he was 23 years old, I heard his tape. He had an agent, actually.
Yeah.
I told you this. And he sent the tape to me at XYT, and I heard it, and I'm like, well, I'm leaving tomorrow to go to 97.1, but I gave the tape to the guy who replaced me because I said, this kid's actually got a lot of talent. He's only 23.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he had a meeting with Drew. I don't know how public that is, but
about what? To go to 105.1?
Doing a show together. No, before that. When Drew was off for a while, there was talk of Mr. Skin, him and doing a show. Like, he wanted to get out of mornings and stuff. And he actually had a meeting.
Was this at Riff?
When Drew was at Riff, technically, but off air. Okay. There was a brief period there, and he had a meeting with him. And I think he was 26 years old at the time. I think. Yeah, it was years ago. Something
replace Drew or join the show?
No, to him and Drew do something.
Like, I don't think that wouldn't have worked.
No.
Mike shouldn't work with anyone. The guy with him now is probably the only one who could work with him. That guy, you don't. I wouldn't put anyone with Drew that or anyone with Valenti. Leave him alone.
Yeah. They're alphas. They're
Right.
ones. They're
Right.
ones. Like, and if you know what that is, what that looks like, a true 1, 2, 3, like in those positions,
Yeah.
you know, Valenti and Drew doesn't.
It doesn't work. I don't think
No.
that works. But
No.
what do I know? I would have never done that.
Yeah. No, you have 2 leads there.
Right.
Like you separate them. Well, okay, you do mornings, you do afternoon drive, whatever. But anyway,
I would have begged Drew to go to mornings on 105.1 when he was there.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
I would have said that's the only way this station wins is if you go recreate what you did in mornings.
Yeah. Yeah. But he didn't, dude, it's a bitch. You've done it. And as you get older and you don't really need the money anymore, it's really hard to fucking get up at 4 in the morning. And
when I was doing mornings here with Michelle, I would have rather done morning. I loved doing mornings here. I didn't want to do it when I was younger because I wanted to go to sports and drink beers and hang out. I hate when Jamie and I did mornings. I hated it because, but Jamie was, he was he could get to bed on time. He didn't go out. And I'm like, I want to go to the Wings game tonight and slam back a few beers.
Yeah.
In my late 20s. And so I hated it.
Dude, my friends and I, we were all Busch Light drinking. Yeah. Like that was our crew. We were shit faced till 1 in the morning and then fucking get up and do it again the next day. Like we were those guys. So it was really hard for me to like, oh my God, I got to go to bed at a reasonable hour.
Did you go to work hungover a lot?
There were times, but I respected it so much, man. I knew where I was. I knew I didn't belong there probably, and was like, I'm going to do anything I can to keep my foot in this door, so I wasn't going to fuck that up.
By the way, Amy has a game tonight.
Yeah.
That's why I know you came in here to see her boobs and she's not here. Sorry, Doug.
Yeah. Hey, before I forget, this part of the show brought to you by Mitten Millworks. Dreaming of a home that truly reflects you, tired of outdated spaces holding you back? At Mitten Millworks, they're your local experts in residential remodeling, handling every detail from stunning basement finishes to sleek kitchen and bathroom overhauls. Need custom built-ins that maximize your style? They've got you covered. Plus, their cutting-edge 3D drawings let you visualize and perfect your dream layout before they lift the hammer. Why wait? Call Mitten Millworks today. 248-497-7780 for a free estimate. It's 248-497-7780. Let's craft the home you love right here in the Mitten. Lynn, I'm showing my age. I love JJ and Dick the Bruiser. Yeah, it was a great show.
It was groundbreaking back in the 70s and 80s. I mean, they were just shit they were doing was so good. And what he did best was he took local people and made them like Dick the Bruiser and Sid Abel and Al Fowline and George Swell.
Isn't that where Stress started? Mike Clark?
You know what? I don't know.
I think
was Mike Clark Mr. Stress?
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, I'm not a simp. I'm enjoying the boy talk, Doug says. Yeah.
And then when Drew and Mike kind of took the mantle, when JJ and the crew came over to us at CSX, my favorite was TC, man. Could they get away with TC now?
TC, we had TC on forever.
I know, but now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always smooth.
It's smooth. TC and Skycopter. Yeah.
I love that bit.
Yeah. It was so funny. If you were in that studio, there was a cart that just said TC's chopper. It was dirty as fuck. And it was just the chopper sound effect. And it was on a loop.
Yeah.
And under TC chopper, it had his fucking phone number. And so it was like, you just pop that in and then fucking call that number.
Now, but
he'd answer the phone.
You had to take the Q tone off it so it would go in a loop, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So just go in a loop. You could always hear where the cut was.
It's funny though. I started in radio at the end of the razor blade and tape editing.
Me too. Yeah.
Deal. So I could still do that. We had an 8-track, and it wasn't until Chapin and McBean came along. Chapin had a Mac, and he started using Sound Designer. And that's when we all started digital editing, when Chapin got there.
See, Mark and I used Cool Edit.
Yeah. It was awesome. I think back to that, though, when we used to have to, like, I had to record Eli's sports. They had this orange reel that was only to be used for Eli. There were 2 of them. And so I had to go through and edit out his cuss words. Because he'd look up and he'd go, fuck. God damn, shit, fuck. That's what
That's
he
so
likes
funny.
saying. And one day I missed it,
Oh yeah.
and there was no delay.
Oh yeah. Pre-delay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty
The
funny.
good old days, man. Well, I I don't know how this plays out for young people.
I don't
If
either.
the world adapts to them or if they adapt to the world. I just don't know. I don't know how that plays out.
Well, I think their adaptation is to run. Like, that's why they want socialism, because it's not as scary as the real world. Socialism, they'll take care of us. So in the end, I'm still going to eat and have a roof over my head. Capitalism, you end up in the street. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
we have scared the shit out of these kids with climate change and politics and all this stuff that we scare them with.
Yeah.
No wonder they're running to the bosom of socialism. That's a protector. Socialism says we'll take care of you. The government will take care of you, rather than I want to go out and get stinking rich.
Yeah.
I'm going to take chances. I'm going to learn. I'm going to innovate. Instead, they go, no, this world's scary. It's a scary world. I'm running to the bosom of mommy.
They're smart though. These kids are smarter. You know, they have access.
They have a lot more stuff. Yeah.
They have access to a lot more information. You would think a 5-minute Google search for them would show them where that road leads and what makes this different in this country and why you don't want anything to do with it.
Well,
you don't. The government cannot, will not, never has been the answer to shit.
When you're that young, you want confirmation bias.
Yeah.
They're not Googling anything. To them, Trump is capitalism, and they fucking hate Trump.
Yeah.
You know, at least the white women do.
Yeah.
They hate his guts. So they're not willing to open that brain to any amount of information at all. Like, we were the same way when we were in our 20s. I wasn't going to open my brain to fucking Bill Clinton. He was a dirtbag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he seems tame compared to what things are now. But they don't want a Google search, man. They're scared. These kids are scared. A lot of them won't even go out in public, man. That's why DoorDash makes money. They stream at home. They don't. No one's even going to bars and drinking booze anymore. These young kids don't even go out.
I know.
They don't. I mean, booze sales are down. You can't get them to a bar. That would mean being in public. Like my kids, I think my youngest is getting to be a little agoraphobic. I mean, he'll go places, but it's like pulling teeth. He just wants to sit in his room, talk to his friends, and jerk off.
Yeah. No, I see Marsh going down that road. You know, not a lot of people around. Like, just as happy. Like, it's just weird, you know. And I know so many people have talked about it. Just that you know, like, oh yeah, we left in the morning and came home when at dinner time. You know, that was just the way it was. And I mean, it's 8 years old, 7 years old. We were gone exploring the woods. We were riding bikes. I'd just take off to a friend's house. No phones, no nothing. You couldn't. My parents,
Didn't give a shit.
They were doing their thing, man. They were doing their thing, and we were figuring it out. You know.
By the way, somebody here asks who was on CSX in the late 80s and early 90s. That was a show called Chapin and McBean.
Yeah, it was a good show.
That's a great fucking show. I was their producer. It was awesome. Had a blast. They used to give you $5 to listen. Do you remember that? We'll give you a Finskaroo. No. I do remember that being a good show, though. Chapin and McBean. It was a bit-oriented show. It was a lot different than what JJ and the crew were doing. This one was more bits. JJ and the crew was like, you know, I guess that was bit-driven, too.
Yeah,
Drew and Mike then changed the game to just being real and being fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and that you know, they didn't want Drew and Mike doing that at
doing
first.
What?
Just going, fuck it, let's just talk.
Yeah.
You know, that wasn't the plan, like the previous ownership. But there was a change in ownership going on, and everyone thought those guys were being blown out. Drew thought it, Mike thought it. And so they were like, fuck it, let's just do whatever we want. And we're going to be out of here. This will give us more of an opportunity to make a tape to go somewhere else. And Drew, you know, was that guy. He was going to edit tape and figure out where my next show is.
Yeah.
And then the book came out and it was like, oh shit, these guys doubled their ratings in a book.
That's what happened with Howard.
Yeah. Yeah. That's usually how it happens.
Right. You got to give people a chance. Like, the thing though is how that changed. Everyone was doing zany bits. It's Morning Zoo. Pert was doing them.
Yeah.
JJ and the crew were doing them to a certain degree, and then so was Chapin and McBean. So maybe that was the niche they fell into.
Yeah, I don't know. When I got there, they were still playing like a song an hour. We were still doing a song an hour, and people were getting pissed.
Song an hour? Why?
Yeah.
Bother?
Yeah, you'd play like a Zeppelin song.
Was that Podell telling you to play a song?
I don't know. Podell was there. Podell was the PD.
Fucking Doug.
Yeah. But I remember just being a fucking wide-eyed kid, just like, oh yeah, they play a song and birthday bathroom break, nothing more. But then the commercials, that's what that was for. But then it was like, fuck this. We got so many calls at that point. Like, I got a 10-minute drive to work and you assholes are playing a 5-minute Zeppelin song. What the hell's wrong with you? We got a lot of that. So it was like, okay,
that's when you know your show's good.
Yeah. Dump the shit.
Right. We used to have people do that too. Go ahead.
Yeah. 3G. My daughter loves Trump. Said, fuck you from an 18-year-old. She sounds hot. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Let's see a picture.
Yeah.
Fucker. You brought her up.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think somebody wrote here that all these kids have anxiety. That's true. I was just thinking about that the other day because I was driving with my son and his girlfriend and my wife to the mall. And I was listening to him talk about her anxiety. And I'm like, what do you have to be anxious about? You're a smart kid. You're going to school to be a doctor. You got a nice boyfriend. You live a nice life. You're an athlete. And I'm like, what? The anxiety's from us.
Yeah.
We've scared the shit out of them.
It's social media. And I know because when I started the podcast even, so 10, in 2013. So you're going back 12 years now. Even then, it still kind of had the old, like I had to put up in the corner. I've told this 1,000 times. I'm sorry to people who've heard it, but a thing like how to get a podcast on our website. Like, here's how you do it. Like, it was not just known. It wasn't automatic on your phone. So back then it was like, okay, I watch as much news as I can. I read as much stuff as I can. I find a couple interesting things from my life. And that's the day's show. Like, this social media thing that has opened the world up with Twitter and TikTok has changed everything. And it's not just the fucking kids that are affected. It's me. Yeah. My anxiety levels of just, I wake up in the morning and I open, what's going on Facebook? And maybe I see something fun. More than likely, I'm going to see something like, Trump is the worst thing that's ever fucking walking in. Oh my God, the world's going to end if we don't get this dictator fascist out of power. Next video, white men are all the fucking evil. And you're just like, Jesus Christ. The whole thing's coming to an, it's a constant stress ball. And I know what's going on. How do you expect a 20-year-old, an 18-year-old, a 16-year-old to go, that's not the real world?
Right.
How do you expect them to not be loaded with anxiety?
I'm
fucked.
When my kids come to, by the way, it says it's not anxiety, it's real life. That's exactly right. And you don't change perspective. No offense, Mike, till you have kids. Because when that happens, then you have to start thinking smarter because you can't fall for all this shit. Like, my kids would come to me, go, you see this, Dad? I'm like, relax. It's not real. Twitter's not real life.
Yeah.
Twitter. I said, use Twitter to get news about sports, about politics. Don't use it for opinions. Everyone's got a grift. All you want to do is get news, breaking news, because it's going to happen first on your phone. Like, my kid's glued to it right now because he's a Michigan fan. And he's dying to see some portal signings, and he wants to know who's staying and going. Andrew Marsh is staying, by the way, the receiver.
Good.
And John
he was
Harbaugh,
my favorite player.
He's staying.
Yeah,
he announced tonight. And John Harbaugh got fired from Baltimore.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Boy, he'll be hired in like 8 minutes.
Yeah,
he'll be the top coach hired.
He's been there. At some point, like, Mike Tomlin's a very good coach. He needs to go in Pittsburgh. John Harbaugh, like, he had his run in Baltimore. It's time. It's time for a new place. It's time for a fresh start.
If I'm the Cowboys, I'm firing everyone to get John Harbaugh. If they really want to win again, could you imagine him in Dallas? But would work for Jerry Jones.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But I mean, goddamn, he's a great coach.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He wins
So
the
what were you
division
sa-
every third year on average. Go ahead.
what were you saying before we got we
About my
sidetracked there?
kids on Twitter.
Yeah.
I've tried to teach them not to get caught up in what they read on it, because it can be very damaging for someone whose brain is not developed enough to kind of delineate between the bullshit and the real shit. And
Yeah.
so I try to stay close, because I don't want them flipping out about what they see on social media, and they don't
Yeah.
for the most part. But they're good at catching fakes, because one day I was on my phone, I said, "Look at this," and they're like, "That's fake," and I'm like, "Good, they know." You know what I mean?
It's hard to tell, man. It's only going to get harder.
And I just don't share anything, because I don't know what's real and what's not anymore.
Your kids seem very well adjusted, and to me, they're going to have their hiccups, they're going to have their bumps in the road like all of us, but they seem to get it.
For the most part.
Yeah, they do. I worry about so many people, that don't, and you see them out there losing their fucking minds. And it's like, hey man, you're not supposed to have it all figured out and all the answers at 22. You're just not. Settle down.
You know what I tell them when they start? Like, my one son is a year away now from graduating. He's looking at, we're moving to Iowa. And so he's staying here. Both of them are going to stay here and finish college, but he's staring right down real life now, right? He's got a year. And then it's job, get your own place, start taking care of yourself. But the one thing I've always told him, I got you. I'm not going to let you be homeless.
Yeah.
You're lucky, because if it takes you 3 months to get a job, we can help. So I think they kind of feel like going forward, they're not going to starve.
Yeah.
Always come home.
Yeah.
It's no problem.
My parents made that crystal clear too.
Yeah. You got to let them know. You go. I want them to go try shit. Like, my one son wants to work in the front office for an NBA team, but he goes, but that's not realistic. So I'm just going to go be a forensic guy. I said, why are you writing off your dream? Go try it. Go try it. What do you care? If you fail, you fail. I said, my old man told me, don't get into radio. You'll never get in. You know why? He thought that it's so bad.
Why?
He's like, the Jewish people aren't going to let you in that business. That's what he used to say to me. I'm like, the Jewish guy just hired me. What are you talking about? And it was funny.
Hilarious.
That's just old school, man.
Yeah.
An old school guy. But
you guys are awesome. 3G, congrats on your new career. I don't know if it's a new career. It's just another step.
Great new gig.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's I think that's why my kids don't panic and freak out about shit, because they know that me and their mom are here. Nothing's going to go down.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great. And yeah, it's.
I didn't have that, by the way. I was never allowed to go home.
Yeah, you were like, get the fuck out of here. I just worry, because I know how much it can affect me when I'm trying to, like, I know how to prepare a show and try to have fun, and it's really stressful. It's really stressful to watch. It feels matrixy to me. It feels, seeing young people go like to the ends of the earth for politicians. You're like, dude, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
You're doing it wrong. What are you doing? You should fucking question every one of these people, all of them.
Both sides, everyone.
You don't take Tim Walz at his word for anything.
No, and I don't take Trump at his word for anything.
No,
none of them. They're not your friend for the most part. Now, I do think some have good intentions more than others, but a lot of them just have bad intentions. They're there to get rich. They're there to get power. They don't care.
What do you think, Tim Walz? What do you think his story is? Do you think I think he's just dumb. I don't think he's very bright.
He's dumb.
I don't think that he went into it like, I'm gonna fucking scam the system. Fuck America. I don't think Tim Walz is one of those guys. I think he's just kind of stupid.
I think he's stupid. I think his main grift is holding on to power. And so that's why he bends over backwards for the Somali community there, because he knows he needs their vote. That's what I think. I think, I don't know. I don't know what the grift is for him. I just think he's an idiot. And I think he just,
Yeah.
I don't know how he got in there. I
Well-
never heard of Tim Walz till Kamala Harris plucked him from obscurity.
Yeah. No, he was Minnesota's problem. What do we
But
got?
we
What
all
is-
know Minnesota was a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's sad. Hilton, the story today, Hilton drops that independent franchise, Minneapolis hotel, from operating under its name after it banned the immigration agents and then lied about reversing the policy. The hotel chain was swiftly denounced Monday after Homeland Security shared an email from the Hampton Inn by Hilton in Lakeville notifying the agency it was canceling reservations made by agents ahead of the deployment of ICE. The independent hotel owner had assured us that they had fixed this problem, published a message confirming this. As such, we are taking immediate action to remove this hotel. Sounds like Nick Sorter went back there again last night, and they hadn't fixed things.
It wasn't
And-
Shirley, it was Sorter, right?
So yeah. Nick Sorter. I thought I had the video, but I don't. And then I got this just before we started here, breaking: the Hampton Inn, Lakeville in Minnesota has been terminated from the government lodging program by the General Services Administration after they canceled room reservations for ICE agents. Fuck around, find out.
And you did say Hilton dropped him too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hope it
fuck
was
off.
worth it.
Yeah, really. I mean, and that hotel is now Bud Lighted. No one's going to stay there anymore except Somalis
Yeah.
or whoever.
Yeah. Well, that's where the ICE was, ICE agents. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand. I'm glad these people are getting their comeuppance and they're not just able to get away with this shit. I'm glad the public opinion has changed. I just want to see people held accountable for it.
I agree.
That's the thing. It's so depressing. I was reading about Dan Bongino today. I don't know if you read that. There was a Daily Wire story on him. Did you see that today?
No. What'd they say? Wait,
Well,
that's Shapiro's thing, right?
yeah. And they could be saying this anywhere, but former FBI Director Dan Bongino officially stepped down from the government post on Saturday, says he's fed up not with Trump or the administration, but with the black pillar chicken little grifters who are harming the conservative movement. In a post, Bongino said he was sure as hell not going to allow the conservative movement to be hijacked by a group of black pillars, life losers, grifters, and bums.
Who are they? Who's he referring to?
Yeah, he doesn't exactly say. He said they support. On Tuesday, he was back at it again. The support for the Trump administration and the working world is strong, and people are tired of the endless bullshit from the black pillar chicken little grifters. Watch their tactics, and once you see them, you'll never unsee them. They use a couple different tactics to bullshit you. So, as I mentioned yesterday, black pillar is kind of, there's no hope. And I can feel that way. Like, Jesus Christ, without accountability, what is the point? What is the point if Tim Walz just fucking goes off, if Gavin Newsom can ruin California and just waltz off into the fucking sunset?
Well, that's true.
That's the black pill in me, where it's like, and we all know it. Yeah, what's the point? None of them are going to be held accountable.
Never.
None of them are ever. That's the shitty part. So
because Hillary would be in jail.
Yeah, of course. First, they overload you with information, but they underwhelm you with evidence. Here's an example of what I mean. They'll tell you things. They'll try to convince you that John Smith robbed a bank. So they'll download on you and lose you in the chaos. They'll tell you things that might be true but aren't evidence of anything. They'll tell you John was in the bank that day. John knew someone who worked there. John was arrested 10 years ago for a misdemeanor. But they won't tell you that the fingerprints, video, and DNA of the thief matches someone else. Solid investigators sift through chaotic information and mine the evidence gems. Charlatans and morons do the opposite. Often these black pillars attempt to convince their audience that a Trump policy will have devastating consequences without specifically calling out Trump. You're seeing it now.
That. They always say everything he does is going to be devastating, and it's never devastating. Like, I don't even get why some people who support Trump are mad at him. What's he not doing that he said he was going to do? Throw people in jail?
Yeah.
That's coming. That's coming.
Yeah. There are people like, how long do we have to wait for real shit to happen? How long, and I get that attitude with Bongino, though, like I like Dan Bongino. I think he's a decent guy. I think he's been an honest guy his whole life. I don't have any problem with Dan, but a lot of people looked at it. It was like Dan and that group coming in, they were the ones to move the mountains, right? They were the change makers. They were the ones that were going to hold people to account. And it seems like, okay, well, now you've left. Now there's no hope of that. Now you're going to go back and do a talk show and bitch about it. Like, you were the guy we put in the seat to make sure that the next Hillary Clinton fucking can't get there.
But that's Cash's job. That's Pam Bondi's job. And they're not doing it. And
well, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
And I'm just going to say, and if they don't start doing it quick, it'll have dire consequences in the midterms.
Yeah.
There are people there are people waiting for something to happen to some of these people under the Biden administration and before, and they want to see accountability. If they don't go into Minnesota with guns ablazing and start laying down indictments, I don't know what it looks like in November. Because what hope have you got if you have both houses? I know they don't have majorities, voting majorities. But if you have both houses and no one's going to jail, then what are we doing?
Yeah. Well, I look at like Russiagate. Is there some movement on that? I don't know. Election fraud. I don't know. Trump assassination attempt. That one's really disturbing with Thomas Crooks. I didn't expect the Biden DOJ or any of those clowns to care. I think nobody would have been happier than that entire administration and everybody on the left for Donald Trump's face to be blown off on live TV.
Oh, they would have celebrated. Are you kidding me?
That would have been a national holiday on the left. So, but I expected these guys to come in and go, here's what we know, folks. Thomas Crooks is dead. Who gives a shit what you're protecting? Everything about that looks like shit. It all looks bad. It all looks like a cover-up.
Yep.
So no Russiagate stuff, no election stuff, no Epstein stuff, no COVID fallout stuff, Trump assassination. Right. And now it's like, yeah, I'm done. Like,
are we going after Fauci or not?
Yeah.
Or at least let's get to the bottom of it and give us some answers.
Yeah. Yeah. Even though we don't expect anyone to be prosecuted over it, that would be awesome.
What do you
What do you got?
So the other day we were, I was trying to explain to my wife about, Fauci, he's a grift and he should be indicted. And she goes, well, he saved a lot of lives. And I said, did you ever read about how he said he made up 6 feet? That was just, no, he didn't. I said, it's on do you have Google? He said he made it up. It was arbitrary.
Yeah.
So that's what you're dealing with. A woman with a master's degree.
Yeah.
Who is not willing to look into that. What about the warden? Does she think Fauci's a savior too?
Saint Fauci.
Yeah, Saint Fauci.
Yeah, Lord. He's Lord Fauci.
White women, man.
Like,
white women.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I missed the beginning. Where's Amy tonight? Migrant again? No, she had a game tonight, so she coaches, and she had some other shit to deal with this afternoon. Maybe we'll get into it tomorrow.
Oh, let's let her do that.
Yeah, we'll let her do that.
I've been there. I've been there 100 times, and it's over the same issue.
Yeah,
the same thing. I'll tell you my story if you want.
Yeah, fuck yeah. What do you got?
I was arguing with a Michigan State fan about football, just good-natured stuff, and
sure.
And I said something to the effect, "Are you an effing retard?"
Yeah.
And he sent it to my boss, and I had a good talking to about it. God. I'm like, I looked at him. I said, "Are you kidding me?"
Where did you say that?
Here in Grand Rapids.
No. But did you say it to someone's face on Twitter? Good Lord.
Yep. It was on Twitter, and they pulled me in. Went to corporate. Emailed corporate. Corporate wanted to put it in my file, and I knew I was gone anyway because they were going to cut my salary, so I didn't give a fuck what he said to me. But for my whole career, people have been doing that, and most of them are Michigan State zealots because it was in sports. So whenever I'd say something they didn't like, they'd email. They would email clients, like Tapper Jewelers and stuff.
Well, I think you have to get to a point in society. Like, if that would have happened when I was growing up, like if I would have went home and said to my parents, like, someone called me a retard. My dad, honest to God, I'm not even kidding. my dad would have said, well, don't be a pussy. Did you say something? Did you call him a retard back?
Right. Did you punch him in his melon?
What are you telling me for?
Right.
Why are you bringing this to my... Wait, you want to go tell his parents? What are you, a fucking narc? Go either punch him in the face or call him a retard back or say like, what am I involved for? Like, that's how it would have been handled. We need to get back to a point where it's like, if someone didn't break the law, they just hurt your feelings. They insulted you the wrong way on social media, that a company just laughs in someone's face. Goes, you really what do you think this is? Fucking grade school? You're calling me to tell me that a grown adult called you a fucking retard? Well, it sounds like you got an issue with that grown adult. Why don't you go talk to him? What are you talking to me for? You know, I just, until we do that, you're letting people think that that's okay to do.
Right.
I don't.
It's insane.
So did you see the Paul Davis ejection last night in the Michigan State game?
I was watching it.
Were you really?
Oh, I was watching it, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And then Izzo said, get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, ooh. And then I find out later it's Paul Davis.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
hold on. He was a center, right? For the
big time. He was a good player. He was in the league for a minute.
Was he?
6'10". He's out of Rochester.
Yeah. So here's the play. If you didn't see it last night.
Yes. We've got a whistle.
That's got to be a horrible feeling when they stop play. That blow everything dead. Because of you. Oh shit. Have you ever had that happen? Anyone call you out in a public place like that?
Not really, no.
Dude, I did.
There were some listeners at times who didn't like things I said in sports radio, and they would get all pissy in public and go, I heard you saying that. And I'm like, fuck off. It's a show. Get out of here.
Who's the Australian comic? Jim
Brewer?
No, not Brewer.
I don't know a lot of comedians.
Yeah, he's great. He was at the fucking State Theater or one of those, and I was there. And I just hit record on my phone. Like, hey, I'm at the Jim. What the hell's his name? Someone in the comments tell me who it was. He used to be on Opie and Anthony from time to time.
Yeah,
he had a talk show on Comedy Central or something. He's really good. But I'm sitting there probably 12 rows back, and there's 2,000 people there. And I hit record on my phone, and it's one of those, if anything, because I would never take a comics like material and post it, you know, like I wouldn't do that. But it was like, hey, I'm at the such and such show tonight. Here's 2 seconds. One of those. He fucking pointed to me from the stage. It was like, hey, asshole, no filming or something like that. It was just like, whew, to have the whole fucking show come to a halt on you, for you. It's like, oh God, sorry, dude.
The only guy who used to fuck with me was Mike Ridley.
Mark Ridley?
Mike, his brother.
Okay.
Who was a comic. I would go to Four Greenfields and he would sing parody songs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every fucking time I went in, he'd start doing his song Rogaine. And he'd put my name in it in front of everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Stop the whole thing. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
This guy again.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, they blow the whistle here.
Yes. Pointed out in the crowd.
He's right there. He drinks his beer. Look, he drinks his drink, twisted tea.
And somebody's getting
acting like they're not talking to Izzo.
He did what?
Jeffrey
Watch him. He goes,
over talking with Tom Izzo.
He goes, what are you doing?
What are you doing, dude?
And now Tom
What the
Izzo
fuck are you doing? He's
looking at the fans saying, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
That must be an awkward feeling when you have one of the...
Then they go to start back up, and then like, no, get him out of here.
Hold on.
From across the floor. You feel real small right now.
And then he stands up. He's like, I'm sorry.
And they're going to ask him to leave.
That guy came over from the bench. Did you see him walk? Get out of here.
Fuck out of here.
I hate Tom Izzo.
Yeah, there you go. Oops, sorry. Jim Jeffries is who I was talking about. Jimmy Carr. People are asking Jimmy. Oh. No. Jim Jeffries.
Okay.
Jim Jeffries.
Hold on.
Yeah,
but I'm
so
trying desperately to find out what he said.
it's unclear what Davis said to Anderson, who was the ref there, black guy. So Izzo said after the game, let's not get carried away. It wasn't something racial, wasn't something sexual. It
Probably
was just
something very disrespectful.
Just the wrong thing to say. I'll leave it at that. I love Paul Davis. I really do. He's one of my favorite guys. He's always calling and doing things. What he said he should never say anywhere in the world. That ticked me off.
Yeah, I'm sure it was so bad.
Dude,
if it's not racial or sexual, it's not that bad.
It's got to be retard, right?
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's got to be. Like, what else is there?
But Trump brought that back, didn't he?
What's that?
Trump brought that back.
Yeah, but if you're at a college thing and you're screaming out, "You fucking retard" at a ref, like,
right?
Because it wouldn't be like you have 5-year-olds dropping F-bombs now. That's not a big deal. Right. So you can hear anything. So if you go, "You fucking suck, ref," like probably not going to be a big deal. But if you call someone a retard, that's the only thing I can think. Because what else are you going to yell that a ref is going to stop everything?
That's what it was. And the ref shouldn't have stopped play for that.
No. And
maybe at a timeout you wander over and go, "Hey, dude, there's kids. Chill."
Yeah.
You don't stop play, point at them, and make a big production out of it. Whatever. It was just performative.
Yeah, and then goes over to Izzo, and Izzo acts like, "What the fuck?
Oh my God, what?
You said what? Get out of here!"
It was like the reaction in A Christmas Story when Ralphie said "fuck."
Yeah,
and the mom lost her shit. That's what Izzo did last night.
Yeah.
It's like, shut up, Tom.
And by the way, he just went up to the suites in the Breslin. He didn't even get kicked out of the fucking building.
But did you notice the guy who asked him to leave came from the bench, walked down the baseline, and asked him to go?
Really?
Yeah, if you watch that video again, you see the guy in the blue jacket walk over and say, "Get out of here."
Wow.
It wasn't even security. So
yeah. All I can think, because I reached out to you earlier. I was like, see if you can find out what was said. I'm shocked it hasn't come out. I was looking at Twitter and at comments. Like, I figure someone there would know.
You would think. I mean, everyone's asking.
Yeah, everyone's asking. He's like, "Oh, no, we're not going to go there. We're not going to say what it was." It's like, well, it was enough for you to stop the game and to fucking throw someone out. And you said it wasn't sexual and it wasn't racial, which is everything. It's like, oh, phew, no one needs to lose their careers. God forbid someone say something racial or sexual. So if it's not that, the only thing I can think of is someone called someone a retard.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
That's got to be it. It's got
because that's in the next caliber, right below racism and sexism.
Yeah,
retard,
a retard, right? And on a college campus, you'd still get tossed for that, I suppose.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I wouldn't have. If I'm the ref at the break, I send a message over and say, "Dude, kids around you, cut it out."
What's he drinking? Like hard lemonades there and shit. He's
looks
probably
like he had a twisted tea.
Yeah, he had a twisted tea. He's 10 twisted teas deep. He's just fucking blasting off from the third row.
He's not even 10. He's got to be more than 10 because he's 6'10". He's a big dude.
Yeah. So a couple things before we wrap up, Greg. Bryce Underwood not going anywhere.
Andrew Marsh not going anywhere.
Yep, I love
Loa not going anywhere.
I was.
And Zeke Berry came back.
Who?
The safety, Zeke Berry.
Okay. Marsh, I love that. And in reality, when I was talking to G Money about Bryce Underwood, and G just goes, "Where's he going to go?" Because I was like, "Oh, he's going to hit the portal. He's going to be gone." He get
offers.
Yeah, of course he would. But G goes, honestly, where else are you going to go that doesn't have a one, that isn't a premier program? Like, yeah, he maybe, but
Indiana.
Like, he's at Michigan. He's at the University of Michigan.
But it's about money now.
Yeah,
they don't care.
Right. So he needs more than $3 million a year. I mean, I don't know what he's got to be making.
Oh, he's making $3 a year. The problem I have is it's just free agency. Everyone hits a portal. Like today,
I hate it.
They announced that Marsh was coming back, and they basically said we've struck a deal.
Yeah,
we got him more money. We found him more money. Is basically what it was.
It just kills me, dude. These guys that are not like. This is, I bleed maize and blue, or I bleed green and white. Like, it just sucks. That was the whole key to college football for me. That was it.
There isn't a more amazing blue guy than Cole Sullivan, and he's in the portal.
Yeah. Sucks.
Ice bitter.
Imagine, dude, when Drew Henson decided he was coming to Michigan from Brighton, and Tom Brady's there staring down the barrel of his senior year. Imagine if all these years later we're talking about a Tom Brady from Washington State.
Yeah.
Who went
Did
to
you hear him
Cal.
talk about it?
Like who?
Tom Brady talked about this last week about the portal, and he said, look,
it's brutal.
He said the reason I was able to win 7 Super Bowls, or is it 6 or 7?
7.
Is because I went through a lot of hard times at Michigan. No one wanted me there. The fans wanted Drew. But he said, but I took everything and I put it into being the best quarterback and the most mentally tough person I could be. He said, if I'd have bailed in this era, I would have never been the quarterback that I turned out to be when I got to the NFL. And it's smart, and he's right.
No question about it.
Yep.
There's no question about it. I mean, Tom talks about it now, how these guys want. I've heard him talk about the quarterback play being shit in the NFL because these guys have not learned how to play the position because they all want to come in right out of high school and start. And it's
when
like,
they don't, they bail to the next bidder.
Right. And so you're stuck with a guy who really doesn't have the ability to grasp just how in-depth that learning process is, that takes a long time, that Tom went through for 4 or 5 years at the University of Michigan, where it was like, you're 8th guy in the depth chart, dickhead. Good luck.
There's a great story about Tom, his junior, senior year. And I got this from Beeve. Remember him? He was the guy who knew a lot of shit about the Harbaugh stuff back in the day. And he was really good friends with Tom. And they had photo day one day at Michigan Stadium. And he said 500 people around the table for Drew Henson.
Yeah.
Not one person came to see Tom Brady. Not one.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, it's crazy. He goes,
dude, I remember it. Do you remember? I remember those days. Like, this guy's he's a fucking middling quarterback.
We didn't know. I mean,
no.
But when he played in that state game, when he had to come in and try to pull it out because Drew didn't play well in the first half, then you could start to see that the guy could sling it.
Yeah.
And then he started every game after that. Now, I was at his last game at Michigan. It was the Orange Bowl against Alabama. Yeah. They went down 2 touchdowns twice. They were down 14-0. They were down 28-14. And Brady kept bringing them back.
Yeah.
And that's when you were like, man. And then no one ever thought he was going to even get drafted.
Yeah.
And we were at that game, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking heroic stuff for a guy who no one wanted.
Yeah.
You know, him and David Terrell went off in that game.
And don't you love that all these years on, like, where Tom Brady stands. Like, he wears the University of Michigan on his sleeves.
Him and
like,
Woodson.
Him and Woodson and all those guys. Like, those days are so gone. And that's the part that sucks the most to me.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I can't wait for the Monday Night Football and these guys, so-and-so, John Jones from fucking University of Michigan, Cal State,
Indiana,
Wisconsin, Indiana. Like, they're going to have to list off 10 fucking schools.
Here's my favorite. My favorite thing is the Post. Dear Wolverine Nation, thank you. I'll always be a Wolverine. With that being said, my name is in the portal. You're not a fucking Wolverine.
No,
forever
you're not.
If you leave, you're not.
No, you're not.
Back in the day, if you went to Michigan all 4 years, you got a ring. It's the M ring. Even Charles Woodson doesn't have one because he left early.
Really?
And it used to be coveted. Yeah, and there was talk about breaking tradition and giving it to him. And I believe Woodson said, I don't deserve it. I left a year early.
Yeah.
He said, I think he since graduated from Michigan, but it was about staying the whole time. It's an M ring. And very few will get those anymore.
Yeah. So I don't know, for most, maybe people don't care, and maybe younger generations really won't care. But to me, that was always the coolest part about the college football experience, was you knew these guys that's their team. Like I'm bummed reading today that Bryson Kuzdal is leaving. Kuzdal.
Yep.
You know, he didn't start all year. He was third guy in. Two guys get hurt that were having great years, and it's like, oh God, what do you got now? He played, man. He put up 100 yards in one game, and it's like, yeah.
Hold on. He's one of the few I think should transfer.
Really?
Well, he's good enough to play somewhere, but he's got 3 guys ahead of him at Michigan.
Yeah.
So he's not. I think he's transferring to play, not to get paid.
Yeah, but
he just wants to get on the field.
There were guys ahead of Brady.
Right.
Brady outworked him and mastered his craft to become the best. Like, it's a little different. I get it.
He's never playing at Michigan.
Yeah. Well, he played this year, and he played well.
Injuries. There were 2 major injuries.
Yeah.
Between Marshall and Haynes.
Yeah.
I think this is what the portal is supposed to be for. A guy who's buried on the depth chart. That's all. I'm not saying I don't like him. I'm saying this is the type of kid who can go play somewhere, and he's not going to do it at Michigan because he's not as good as the 3 guys ahead of him.
Yeah. Well, I look at Bryce Underwood, and I'm glad he's staying. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, fuck, dude, he sucks.
He's going to be good, man.
Dude, he was a true freshman. Here's my thought on college football quarterbacks. I don't care if you're U of M and you're number 1 in the country. When you have to play a lowly Indiana, but they have a senior quarterback, you're in for a fucking long day.
You're in for a fight, yeah.
You're in for a fight. And so imagine what this kid can be with a couple years under his belt. Like, you got to be patient, but just give it a minute.
Watch the jump next year. Watch the jump.
Dude, that's what I look forward to the most is the jump Underwood makes. And it sucks if it would have been like, oh, he's Indiana's quarterback now.
Right.
He went to UCLA, for $3.5 million a year. Like that sucks.
Right. No, he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. Oh, Lynn's pissed.
Lynn is, when did this turn into a sports podcast?
Lynn, that's just because it's sports news today. John Harbaugh got fired.
Yeah, John Harbaugh's gone. Plus, we've always been a little sportsy.
Yeah.
We like sports. Dude, I knew this was coming, and I'm surprised it's not more. Tyler Loop, the kicker for the Ravens.
Yeah. They cut him.
No, oh hell no. He was a rookie, but he missed a 44-yard chip shot.
He got his coach fired.
Yeah, his coach gets fired. He's got a fiance, Julia Otto. They're being harassed on social media now after he missed that. Couple things. So the Steelers and
such assholes.
What's that? Oh, I know they are. These people the thing that sucks the most is, first off, now we get smug Aaron Rodgers for at least another week, which sucks. It would have been nice to bounce him and be done with Aaron Rodgers. The other is missing that field goal. Let DK Metcalf off the hook.
Oh, that's true.
It just sucks.
Forgot about him.
Yeah. It was going to kind of be burying DK Metcalf because that happened while I was out of town, but him getting into a fight with a Lions fan.
He didn't like his government name.
Yeah. What was he calling him? DeKaiser or whatever his government name is.
DeKalen.
DeKalen. And immediately my brother texted me and goes, guarantee he claims some racist bullshit happened.
Oh, I knew it.
Yep.
I totally agree. But he didn't do it. It was Chad Johnson. Ocho Cinco was the one who said it. Ocho Cinco is the one that said the guy used the N-word.
Dude.
But it's not proven.
I wish they would fucking sue. I wish that fan would sue. Yep. Like you're gonna fucking say I said something racist? Bullshit.
He should sue. He has a lawyer. He had a press conference.
He should. I'm so tired of this. No evidence, no nothing. As if a guy's going to go into an NFL stadium at the front row and start yelling, dropping N-bombs to players
without anyone hearing it,
and no one heard it.
Everyone around him would have said, "Yep, he said it. He did."
Dude, not only that, in Detroit, you start doing that at opposing fans from the front row, people would have kicked your ass.
Big time.
They would have kicked your ass if you would have done that. And I knew that was bullshit. We all knew it was coming, but these guys have gotten so comfortable, just like, oh, I fucked up. Just say something racial was said.
Right.
And then I'm the victim. I get a free pass. And I'm glad the league suspended him 2 games for it. Fuck you.
You know who didn't buy it though?
Who?
The NFL.
Yeah.
because they didn't even reduce the suspension. Everyone was convinced they'd cut it to 1.
Yeah.
But they didn't even do that.
Yeah.
They left it at 2 games.
If I'm that fan, honestly, and I know it's kind of an older story at this point, I'd sue and be like, no, I will sue the NFL. I will sue the Pittsburgh Steelers. I will sue Ford Field. I want you guys going on record saying that no racial shit was thrown at me. People are going to know who I am. That's bullshit.
I will own the goddamn Steelers when this.
I will own them.
It's going to be the Pittsburgh Decalans.
Yeah. It's so funny. But yeah, as soon as Tyler Loop missed that kick, I was like, he's getting death threats. Holy shit.
Did you see the video of Harbaugh with his arm around him when they were walking into the
tunnel? Yeah.
I was like, he knows he got his coach fired and he still stood there and walked in with him. Because he pretty much knew the loser of that game was getting shit canned.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. It's funny, man. My mom, forever, she always feels bad, not for the kicker who missed the kick, but for the kicker's mom.
That's funny.
Always. She's like, oh my God, I'm sick for his mom, his poor mom.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to see her little boy fail.
That's how it is with goalies in hockey too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
The moms feel bad?
Yeah, the moms are like, oh my God, I feel so sorry for his mother.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. All right, brother, why don't we kill it
Did we
there?
miss anything today?
Yeah, probably a lot of shit. I had some Chevy Chase stuff.
Fuck him.
Yeah. CBS.
Amy
News.
was off today again, just FYI.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Amy will be back tomorrow.
Yep.
She'll be here tomorrow.
She came in just to see her boobs. Bummer for you.
Yeah. Dreamweaver cult talk.
What's that?
What is? I don't even know. Stir Crazy. Isn't Stir Crazy the one that got the ire of Amy? Wasn't that? Stir
Yes,
Crazy?
he is.
So he's trying to fucking work me up now.
Yeah, don't let him.
No,
don't let him. He's a grifter,
dude. My goat is not on the table. You're not getting my goat. Not happening.
Michigan's struggling with Penn State. They're only up 6.
Ooh, basketball.
Yeah, Michigan's been bombing people by like 30.
I know. That's what you were saying. All right, go watch it. Go watch it.
All right, man.
All right, pal. Have a good one, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. Amy will be back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Her hotness will be here.
The hot one will be here.
Yeah, and Greg and I